We are now live. So we're gonna, as always, wait and give some people time to log in and see the attendees coming in. Everyone that is logging on, I see names that I see every week, and thank you for coming back week after week. As always, put your name, let us know where you're calling in from the chat box. I think we could all guess them by now. You know, I see Sherry's name every time she comes on, and Greg Edivine and Audrey. So let us know where you're coming in from so we can reach out and say hello. And I appreciate you coming back week after week to hear these conversations so we can really move into recovery ready to go. I mean, I think we're all in recovery mode. Last year we were on pause, and now I think we're all kicking off and making plans and creating budgets and creating strategic plans, even if they might look a lot different than they did in 19, and change month to month or quarter to quarter. It's good to have these conversations to know what everyone in different markets are dealing with, so we can make those plans. I'm really excited for today's conversation because we have Nimesh and Rajesh, who are in Mumbai, and they've stayed up late to talk to us to really give us the 411 on what's happening within India right now and the markets that they work with. And Bertil and Pauline work with all markets throughout Europe and the US. So I'm really interested to see kind of what's going on with your clients and what they're thinking. But rather than me introduce them, they're going to do a much better job of telling you what their companies focus on and a little bit about what they're seeing right now. So I am going to turn it over, gentlemen, if you don't mind, ladies first, to Bertil and Pauline. So please let us know, tell us about Contact USA, tell us about you and kind of what you guys are seeing right now.
Okay, so I start. So my name is Bertie, and Contact USA is a DMC since 16 years now. We start with France, the French market, then Europe and international. So we have different departments, FIT groups, leisure groups, incentive, and we are specialized on the marathon. So we are handling the marathon for international, and for example, New York is the bigger because we have 5,000 people every year from international. So it's a big operation. So I'm taking care only of groups, and Pauline is FIT.
Yeah, so we have a department, approximately like 6 person for the FIT department. And we do everything like a la carte programs. When you have clients who need a special requirement, and we do also flying drives, all the tours that you can do all over the United States. So we are very strong into east, south of the United States. Of course, we are based into Florida, and also on the West Coast. We make sure that we have the best deals, but also the availability. So because you can have a contract without availability, it doesn't mean nothing. So that's also very important. So we give the best service that we can to all of our customers. We have a service 24/7. So if there is any need in regard of the clientele, and we have so that's pretty it.
Sounds like you guys are pretty busy. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah.
So we do also a lot of I forget that we do a lot of flash sales. So that's a very big part of our business. We are very strong in that part for FIT.
I love that, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about some of the domestic that you've shifted to as of last year and what your clients are saying to you. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Nimesh, why don't you go next, my friend?
Yes. So first of all, very good afternoon to everybody. It's late night here in India, but it is a pleasure to be connected with you all. and thank you for having us on the webinar. Yeah, so to introduce about our company, Global Holidays, we are based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we cater primarily to the NRIs who are based in the USA. And we also have an office here in India, which I'm taking care of. And my colleague Rajesh is also on the panel here. So his expertise is more into mice. So he looks after that. And yes, we cater primarily to the Indian markets from across the world. So we focus more on the groups, series departures to various destinations like Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and South America, also Africa. So pretty much most parts, even Iceland and Scandinavia. So we cover a lot of places across the world. So, and primarily because the Indians are a little bit fussy about the meals. So they would like to travel with us because we arrange at many certain destinations, we have our own kitchen vans running along with the groups. So, you know, it becomes easier for us to cater because at some places it's difficult to get Indian food. So we have that facility and arrangements done on the groups.
See, you just told me something I didn't know about your company. I didn't know you did that. You just like added an extra layer to what you guys do.
Yes.
I need to know where your next tour is so I can get in on some of that cooking that you guys are doing.
Yeah, most welcome.
Rajesh, tell us a little bit. I know you focus on mice, so that's going to be a really interesting side of this conversation. I think you might be on mute, Rajesh.
Yeah, good evening. It's good afternoon over there. Sorry, it's quite late over here. And this is lockdown, this pandemic time. We are used to sleeping anytime and waking up anytime. It's no timetable now, no schedule. So basically, as Nimesh said, we are based in Atlanta in Georgia, in USA. Basically, we cater to the Indians living in USA, taking them out of USA all around the world. And a couple of years back, we started operations in Mumbai in India. And Nimesh is taking care of our India operations. And my expertise, as Nimesh said, is into mice movements and also into research about the destination or, suggesting changes on the various itineraries. Where are the problems? What are the USPs? What are the good things? What are the bad things? That's why I look after. And as Nimesh also said, we have Indian chefs several times with us, cooking in the hotel or a caravan with us, cooking caravan with us. And that's being a primary goal of any Indian traveler is to have a good Indian dinner on the tour. Similar Chinese people also have similar way of eating habits. They prefer to have Chinese meals. So that's what Indian tourism is all about. So that's what we are doing for years from USA and now from India. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much for being here. I think the first question that everyone has is, what are you hearing from your clients right now? What are you focused on? And so I'll head back over to Bertil and Pauline and find out, from a group side, from an FIT side, are you getting more inquiries? Is it still inspirational, or are people still thinking about travel, or is there an action behind it? And I'm curious the difference between group versus FIT. What do you think is going to come back first?
Yeah, for groups, I have a lot of requests since maybe 1 month. We see that the people want to come back to US. So we have some groups who postpone for the last quarter because they expect to have the borders open soon. And we have new requests as well, for new groups for end of 2021 and 2022. And I still have requests for 2023. So no,
yeah.
No, we see that the international client wants to come back to USA, and so we will see, you know, and Pauline, this is the same for the FIT as well.
Yeah, FITs are the market just start to shake a little bit.
Yeah.
I have requests from our clients who want to set up packages and be ready. So they think that they want to be ready for July, August. So they want to secure availability rates and everything, and be able to already put the program into their website, and be able to tease a little bit the clients. Okay, so, and I'm confident that they will be sale for this summer. So
I love that. That was like definite. That's Pauline speaking. It's going to happen.
Yeah,
right.
I'm confident. We have clients who's going to publish with and without the flights, you know, so it depends where you come from. If you come from Mexico or some other destination, as we said, now we expand our program to some new market. So that's the reason why I'm so confident.
Yeah, and we have some positive news. You know, for example, this morning we received an email from Air France saying that they open a line Paris-Denver direct on July 2. So if they open a direct flight on July 2, well, it's because it's positive, you know.
Right.
So.
Okay, well, that, I had not read that anywhere. So I love that. It's almost like breaking news on the Staying Connected webinar. Direct flight into Denver in July. I love that.
Yeah.
I see some questions coming in, so I will just do a quick reminder. Any questions coming in, if you could put them in the Q&A, that's great, because that gives us a place to see them. If not, I will find them, but that makes it a little bit easier. So that, I mean, that's really great news. Nimesh, what are you, and Rajesh, what are you hearing from your clients as far as travel anywhere or anything into North America? Anything that you're hearing specifically? Yes,
as I said, that clients are very keen in traveling, and they are very eager to travel. It's only thing that some of the restrictions are holding them back. So once things are a bit normal, I think travel would pick up soon. And in fact, I would like to share that we just had done a group of about 30 people into Arizona very recently, about just last month. So that was a very encouraging sign for us. So we are very positive that things will pick up soon.
It's like you knew what Lisa McClure was going to say. Her question that came in was, are your clients more interested in remote national parks or cities? And I think there might be a split between the two markets, but as soon as she typed that in, you said you had a group to Arizona. So yes. Were you visiting national parks?
Yes.
I love that. And
yes.
the 30 that came in, and this is just my curiosity, the 30 that came in, were they from mainland India, or were they from here in the US?
No, from USA, USA, from USA.
Yes. Wonderful.
Basically, how we primarily get our clients, they are, most of them are repeat clients, you know, those who have traveled with us in the past. And when they are happy with us, with our services, they always come back to us asking that we are planning to go to such and such destinations. Can you make us the arrangements? And that's how it really works for us, you know. And we are quite happy that, you know, we get so much repeat clients on our tours. Yeah.
I love that. And, you know, and this kind of brings me to, we were talking about this, you know, before we went live, is that with some of the international clients that you have coming in, we haven't been able to get in, they haven't been able to get into the country. So you shifted some of your operations to doing tours just within the US, within where those clients were located. And you were able to do that seamlessly, which I know clearly you just did in Arizona about a month ago, but for Teal and Pauline, you've been able to do that, you know, within the year as well, correct?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. I had a booking, for example, from Mexico to Alaska, you know, to see the boreal lights. So that's what we do right now as a FIT. So everything is customized and
Yes.
yeah.
I love that. I love that you were able to shift that and maintain tours going within the domestic market. Tom has an interesting question, really about perception from international markets into the U.S. There's been some unrest in cities. You know, it wasn't just the pandemic last year. We had some other things happening in the country. And they're really curious as to how that's perceived in the media overseas and internationally. And is it making people change their mind about going to a particular destination? Are they changing destinations because of it?
I think next year United States is going to be very strong.
Yes.
That's our feeling. I see on the social media, everybody wants to go back to New York, to Miami, to West Coast of United States. Yeah. Let's see what's going to happen. The market, I think the market is going to change, of course. I don't know if we're going to have such amount of large groups, or I think we will have more like a family reunion. Yeah. So perhaps outdoor activities and all that. So yeah.
And you know, and that was one of the questions, looking at, hey, are you looking at more outdoor activities? But we have seen a trend of smaller groups, and not necessarily even the traditional group you would think of, but more of a family unit, multi-generations traveling together. Nimesh and Rajesh, are you seeing the same thing? Are you getting the same requests?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
We all have so much to say. We all want to talk. So, Rajesh, tell me, let me know what you were going to say.
I don't remember the question now.
It's going to be one of those kind of hours. I'm going to go to Rajesh. And Rajesh, tell me what you're hearing about groups. Are they going to be more traditional, smaller, or are you looking at more families and multi-generations traveling together?
No, as of now, we have no clarity from India because we are getting lots of requests, but visas are being curtailed by the embassies and consulates from all over the world in India. So visas are not being granted. We have lots of inquiries, but nothing is sure as of now because there are restrictions also all over the world about the number of passengers which can be carried into the buses. Then the air bubbles are also limited. So it's all not sure. But we had lots of FITs going to Maldives from India. And we have lots of inquiries for MICE movements also. And basically talking about the Pan-India, one of the big companies called SOTC had a group of 700 passengers going from India to Dubai in the month of January. This was actually a group booked for last year, which could not travel, and they did this with us in January. And also in month of February, or I think it was something around March, one of the new companies which has been started in India, they took around 300 passengers to Dubai. And they had gala dinner at Armani Hotel in Burj Khalifa. So things are moving, but they are pretty slow. And there's an uncertainty till the time we don't get over with this waves coming in one after another in different part of the world.
Right. So really,
and if I can add a little bit onto it, if you can add something that, when he's talking about the groups which happened for Dubai, again, I would say that it will depend on the country to country. It will be country specific, which countries are allowing the number of size of the groups. If Dubai is allowing such large number of groups, they would have that infrastructure and protocols in place. But it all again will depend on the countries which would allow the number of people to travel at a time. Because I was reading somewhere that Singapore was quite restrictive in allowing the particular number of groups traveling together. It's the size of people in each group. So earlier they said it will be like 20 people in a group, and then they have to sub-split that group into 5 each. And now they have increased it gradually to 50 in a group, but again, split in small parts. So this is going to be very different in each of the countries, how they would like to open up and allow the movement of international tourists.
Right. Well, and it sounds like the travelers you have from India going outbound is anyone that you have border relations with right now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
anyone that you guys are sharing an open border plan. One of the questions
yes.
Mary had was, visa letters into the US. So it sounds like that's still an issue, based
yes.
on what we're
getting. Yeah, with USA, I think those who are holding visas for USA traveling from India is not a problem, because USA has a air bubble agreement with India. So people can travel freely from India to US and US to India. So that's not an issue at the moment, yes.
Not an issue, but maybe getting a new visa might be an issue.
Yes, new visas are stopped at the moment. They are restricted at the moment, yes.
Got it, okay. So another question has come in specifically relating to Europe. So I'm going to turn that back to Bertil and Pauline. Pamela is in Hawaii. She mainly deals with the Europe market. She's a supplier that works with Europe a lot. So she's really curious as to your strategy when it comes to Europe and booking 22. Kind of maybe what you have on the books or requests that you've had, and anything. I'm sure she'd love to know anything you have specific to Hawaii.
For Hawaii, I have some requests from the German market, Mm-hmm. So I know the German client likes to go to Hawaii. In France, it's not the same, when they want to go to Hawaii, it's not, I do not have so much request. But for me, it's only the German market who asks me this kind of destination. After Pauline, we have some international as well who has.
Yeah, we have some requests for FITs for Hawaii. I think everybody wants a dream to go to Hawaii, so but the problem is all the time there is a flight already. Yes. The flight is very expensive, and so I think people, they don't realize when they add all the islands and everything, the transfer, the tours, so at the end of the road they think it's a little bit too expensive. But we do have a nice booking. We had nice booking. Mm-hmm. I cannot say that right now we do have.
Yeah, I heard we had a nice booking. Yeah, to get that one back. Yeah,
bookings with an S. I like the S. So
yeah.
And so yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yes, and when I have some requests for Hawaii, the client from Europe, they like to combine, they like to go to California, so they do San Francisco, Honolulu, and some island or Los Angeles. But I do not have a specific request for Hawaii only, except for the marathon, because we have a group for the marathon and they go especially directly to Hawaii.
Perfect. So, we touched on it for a minute. So I want to circle back to that for both of you, and what you're hearing from your clients is, I know, Pauline, you said that clients are ready to go back to big cities, but they're also looking for more outdoor activities. Mm-hmm. So for both of you, for both companies, I'm curious as to when you're getting individuals calling in and requesting information so they can plan and go. Are you seeing beyond the gateways? Are you seeing, hey, I still want to be in a big city, but I'm going to stay in something smaller? Are you getting requests for more rural destinations? What are your requests looking like, for outdoor areas? I mean, are you seeing a big shift in that because of last year?
I didn't see any big change. You know,
No.
right now I'm working on a request for a special for a flash sale. It's 4 nights in Miami and the cruise and Carnival Cruise Line. And I have another request for the East Coast. I have 2 nights in Toronto, one in Niagara, 3 in New York. So with the Amtrak, it's a nice package, but it's like it was. So I think that people, they are still debating to see which road they're gonna take. But perhaps the ecotourism will be stronger than it was.
Yes.
So people, they're gonna perhaps turn around that type of tourism, that type of travel.
We've heard that week after week that the outdoor activities and ecotourism, people are seeing an interest in, a spike in the requests. And Rajesh and Nimesh, have you seen the same thing?
Oh yes, like we have a lot of inquiries coming in for long haul destinations like Europe and Australia, New Zealand for the end of the year, or maybe September, October onwards. So once we started floating in some of the tour itineraries in the market, we did get some inquiries about people's interested in going to all these places. So that's very positive for us and very encouraging for us. But at the same time, I personally feel that initially people would like to, travel to a place which is closer to their home, and then see how things are going. And once they are comfortable traveling, I think they will switch over to, gradually switch over to a long haul destination, So that's what I feel.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that brings up safety, right? And that brings up, yes. Are you doing anything different? Have you planned anything different on your tours for, any protocols that might be different for cities that you're in, or change protocols yourself for your tours, just on how people are feeling moving forward?
Yes, protocols like all the safety protocols are being taken care of. As I said, when we have a group, we would ensure that the coach is much larger coach than what we used to use before. And so there is total distancing in the coach, as well as masks are compulsory on all the times. Sanitizing is important, so every time sanitization is being done. So these all things are being taken care of. So this is, and we try and educate all the passengers, all the travelers that, you need to follow so-and-so protocols and so-and-so guidelines, so that, it's easier for everybody who are traveling, your co-travelers, your friends, everybody. So this is what we need to encourage and we need to guide them, yes.
Understood. Bertil and Pauline, has anything changed on safety protocols that you're requiring moving into this year and next year?
Yes, yes, a lot.
Yes.
There is I just spoke with the Empire State Building. They told me that you're going to have to take appointment, starting very soon. So there will be a maximum of people per hour or something like that. So yes, but that's our job. That's what we need to do, to make the customer feel secure. So that's we have no other choice, and we will do it. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Martha brings up a great conversation. And Martha, I can't wait to see you in person again. One day our paths will cross again, my friend. She is very curious to know, flexibility. And we've talked a lot on these webinars about flexibility that the suppliers are going to provide for the tour operators. Have your cancellation policies, have your terms and conditions, have you had to update or change those? Have you had to become more flexible based on client requests or what their needs are moving into this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly, certainly. Like previously, we used to have a cancellation policy. Like if you cancel within certain number of days, it's like there would be some deduction, or maybe if it is very close to the date, there would be no refund. Because if it is very, very close to the departure date. But now, once we have started marketing, so we are saying that yes, okay, if the tour does not happen for any reason, due to the pandemic or something, then it will be refundable. So this is how we have to switch over to the cancellation policies. Similarly, our suppliers also are being cooperating on that. So that's how things have changed. Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. And Bertil and Pauline, same for you. I'm sure you've had to make some concessions for getting bookings coming in.
Yes, same for us. And we have to be flexible because we don't know how will be tomorrow. And for example, I know in France, some travel agencies or tour operator, they deal with the insurance company to offer to the international travelers insurance in case they cannot fly or they cannot traveling, So this one is very good, I think, And I know if the marathon is coming this year, because we don't know if the New York Marathon will take place this year, but I know that some tour operators, same thing, they will offer an insurance to the travelers.
Yeah, that's been a big topic of conversation is insurance for travelers coming in. What do we need to do to make them feel safe and secure and in their bookings, not just for health reasons, but is there anything that you need from suppliers to help provide that for your clients? Is there anything that you're finding as you're talking with suppliers and Nimesh or Rajesh, when you had that booking a month ago, were there certain things that you needed that suppliers could provide for you to help?
Yeah, all the suppliers, they provide us all the guideline, for the safety, the social distancing and all that. So as soon as we receive that, we send it to the clients upon request. But we make sure that all the guidelines are well followed, So, or we don't work with that supplier, hotel or whatsoever. But all over the United States, I think all the hotel, they follow the rules, and so that's not an issue for that. But yeah.
That's great.
We are very cautious about that. So that's for our good health, So that's
for everyone, right? And peace of mind, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rajesh or Nimesh, would you agree with that?
Yes, certainly. That as we said, the guidance has to be given to the passengers. And we need to give them that surety also that if anything happens, things will be taken care of in the foreign land if they are traveling, or within the country even if they are traveling. Then that assurance needs to be given to them that okay, there will be someone who will be taking care of you if in case of any emergency or untoward incident. So that is very important, for a passenger or a traveler to be reassured. Yes.
Love that. And I have to stop for a moment and say, I love what's happening in the chat right now. You mentioned a direct flight to Denver, and now every city that has a connecting flight is like, hey, you can easily get here. And so I love the hardcore salespeople that are in this chat right now, letting you know exactly where you can go and what you can do. Warms my heart as a salesperson. But speaking of that, I'm curious as to if you are looking for new product right now. We kind of were on pause, and you had product in 20. Is that just rolling over to 21, or are you looking for new destinations? You have people requesting different things. Are you looking for new restaurants or new destinations you're sending people to, new hotels, anything like that?
Yes. Yeah, we are
Yes.
looking, we're rolling over the program that we had before,
Yeah.
but we are looking for some new products. So we are expanding. We had a little bit of those type of product with drive a guy into a minivan, like a Mercedes Sprinter.
Yes.
Sprinter, like 12 seats approximately. So we are expanding all the product on that on the west coast of the United States. And we are confident that it will be a beautiful product with different type of itinerary and all that. So to make the clients feel more comfortable. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So moving from bigger coaches down to smaller ones, obviously needed to be vendors for that. And I guess the question is, everyone that's on this call is looking to see, should I reach out to you with information on products that they have, whether it be attractions or destinations, or are you looking to create new itineraries? And
Yes.
I'll start with, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just made everybody really happy. You just made their day, for the record. And within those tours, is it a mix of everything, or are you looking specifically for expanding into the West and outdoor activities, or are you looking for something new to do within New York or DC or any Atlanta, any of the places that you've been talking about? Anything new?
Some new attraction or new product, as we spoke before, outdoor product. And we customize everything. So we have our own programs, and after for the groups or for FITs, we customize everything. So anybody can ask us for, hey, I want 7 nights on the West Coast during the winter. We'll do the US the one. So it's yeah.
Perfect. So you're looking for anything new you want to hear about. And Rajesh, is that the same for the mice market? Are you looking for new things within that market?
As of now, maintaining the old market is made important. Lots of activities have shut down because of no business almost a year now. So as and when the inquiries flow in, we are a bit scared whether when we go, we want to offer something. The activities have already shut down, privately owned activities. And within a year, nothing new has been opened up around the world, because of this pandemic. So we have no clarity as of now.
So I bet that sounds like it would be helpful to know what is open. Not only just new product, but for you to receive information on what's open and how it's open.
Yeah, also traveling out of India is different what traveling out of US is, because Indian passport is not that strong. Basically visas, we have to apply for visas for each and every country we visit. So that's also a big spoiler. Consulates are not issuing visas.
Got it. And Nimesh, for the groups that you're handling and any of the FIT, looking for updates as well as new product?
Oh, yes, we would certainly like to add on to anything new which is coming up and anything interesting which is coming up, which would be quite, good for our clients. So we are open to new products and new attractions which are there, certainly. And at the timing, as Rajesh said, that, it is, and as Pauline and Bertil also said that, the older itineraries are being rolled over into this year and maybe probably into the next year. So, but then here and there, we would have to, try and get in, if there are new interesting things coming up, we would certainly like to add them to the itineraries and give a, value product to our clients.
Love that. Knowledge is power, right? You want as much of the information as you can possibly get. Well, and both of your companies are actively selling. You're talking with clients, you're actively trying to get information out in the marketplace and get some bookings online. Is there anything that helps stimulate that sale? None of us like to go down on price, right? But sometimes you do. But is there a promotion or an incentive? And Pauline, you mentioned flash sales right now. Is there any type of incentive package that works better than others when you're trying to entice a market to create that booking?
New York is still the major destination for the European, I would say, for the European market. So we focus a lot on New York. We do have blocks of rooms, like in approximately 10 or 15 hotels all over the city. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do, and we will do again. And we always, as you said, we always try to get some flash sale for our clientele. It's working very well to promote, and we do that also in Miami as well with the cruise. But I already spoke about that.
Yeah, and I didn't even I wrote cruise down on my notes to circle back to. I think it's great that cruises are actively selling. I mean, that's a big topic of conversation in the U.S. is when are those cruise ships going to be able to sail again? And if I hear, it's constant, that chatter is there constantly. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to know that your clientele is still looking for that and wanting to book that.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
For Rajesh and Nimesh, for your markets, I'm going to go back to that original question of, is there any type of incentive that everyone on the call should know about that helps entice your market to book? Is it buy two, get one? Is it a discount? Is it, something cool at an attraction that's a value add? Is there anything like that they should be thinking about, to stimulate the market?
Yes, discounts are always welcome, and everyone is looking for discounts. So that is one aspect where it is easier to close a sale. But at this moment, I would say that more than the discount, it is the confidence and the assurance for a traveler that if they are going somewhere, the safety aspect is well taken care of. So once that confidence is there in that traveler, so if the fear is there in the traveler's mind, no matter how much discount you offer that client, it doesn't work for them. So so that confidence and that safety aspect has to be taken care of. Of course, discounts do help in closing a sale. So this is what I feel, So this is what my thoughts are.
And I like that's secondary. I asked that question because I'm really curious from different markets if one thing works better than another. But collectively, over last year and over every conversation that we've had this year, what you just said, Nimesh, is ringing true with everyone. The integrity of you maintain the integrity of the product that you are actually providing for the client. Discounts are secondary, but they want to feel safe. They want to feel secure, and you need flexibility when you're working with partners.
I have some doubts about that. I think that client, they are expecting the moon now.
Ah.
They think that we're gonna give them money to travel.
That's happened before, right? That's happened before when things have happened. Go ahead, Rajesh.
Everything. Yeah. So I want to push, and I want this, I want that, and so it's and I think the clients they're gonna make us work very hard, So yeah, because they know all over the world that we suffer, that the travel industry suffer. So yeah.
Gotta be looking for that good deal. Rajesh, what were you gonna say?
Me and Nimesh just came across an article, I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday. Malta, it's an island in Europe. The government is giving 200 euros to anyone who comes to Malta and stay for 3 nights. The government is sending over cash. That's good. And I just saw one advertisement today evening by one of the big operators out of India, taking people out of India. They're giving a massive discount to the people who have worked as COVID warrior, what we call it in India as COVID warrior. like doctors or policemen or anyone who has been working in the peak lockdown, they are getting massive discount from that operator. So that's how something we have to be unique, you know.
Right.
Come take
Yeah.
the money, or you show that you work for us in lockdown and take the discount.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
It's a
I mean,
kind of
that was
appreciation.
a little bit of real talk from everyone. You know, well, I don't know about that. You know, people are going to be looking for that deal, and that's true. They may, you know, so it's going to be a balancing act on how we work together, and that's been a topic of these conversations. You know, this year is partnership, working together, and keeping those communications over. So open, so we can absolutely get things moving again. And Corey, I just saw in the chat box, he's really curious to know how he reaches you guys. We do a follow-up piece tomorrow, so you'll get an email if you were on this call with contact information that Nimesh and Rajesh and Bertil and Pauline have graciously allowed us to send out, so you can contact them directly and continue this conversation. So we got you covered.
Okay.
So, I think we've talked a big gamut of a lot of things, but the last questions that I have are, how are you marketing right now? You know, how's the primary way that you are getting information out to your clients? Is it maintaining just a current database? Are you actively marketing to recruit new customers? And what does that look like for you right now? Because I'll tell you why I'm asking is, a lot of suppliers have struggled with whether or not they should be selling to you. You know, is it time to be selling? Is it insensitive to be selling right now? You know, what's the line? What should I be doing? So how are you handling that with marketing and selling to your clients?
Okay, for us, we do a newsletter. So we send newsletter to all the clients, and we are on the social media as well. And we have an international sales representative. So she's dealing with all the clients, but you know, every day we receive email from the client and we talk with our client. We did some phone calls as well. So we are in contact all the time with everybody, you know.
Yeah, we call our clients, our team, all the team, call the clients to see what's going on, what they need. Yeah.
Constant communication. That's great.
Yes.
And social media. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We are Latin, so we need the voice, the contact, and so.
True, very true. But I think it's everybody right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So the social media, constant communication, open communication. Those are things we've been hearing as well. Nimesh and Rajesh, have you been doing anything differently? Any other types of marketing?
Not really. It's primarily the social media, which is working good for everybody right at the moment. And of course, emailers go out from time to time. But primarily and majorly, it is social media, WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram, which is working for everybody to put in their products. And the itineraries and the tours or something new. Sometimes we also give them inspirational messages also that, take care, be safe. And then some promotions or some new things coming up, or this country is opening up, or these are the new rules which are coming up if you want to travel here. So this keeps them, informed and motivated. So this is how we are doing at the moment. Yes.
Is there, and I love that. Is there a way that you partner with destinations or some of your attraction partners do you do that together? Do you do any type of co-op marketing, even if it's just joint social media messages or suppliers providing you with images or itineraries that you can send out to your clients? Is there any opportunity for sponsorship there?
Yeah.
Or cooperation?
Yeah. So we did that before. So, but it depends now. Some attraction are closed, so it's a little bit more difficult. But yes, we work on partnership with some restaurant in South Beach or in New York, for example. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes the same way for us also, you know, like when we had our brochures, each year we have a brochure with all the itineraries and the programs which we have to offer. So in that we do have sponsorships from the attractions and the hotels, some of the hoteliers. So that works, yes.
Okay. Question about vaccines coming in, and you know, and that's been a topic. Vaccine passports, health passports. Are you considering requiring people to get a vaccine to travel with you?
We don't know. I know in Florida, they don't want to get a vaccine passport. We don't
all over the news. I'm in Florida as well. All over the news. Yeah.
Some country, they don't have enough vaccines, you know, so if you ask for the passport, in France, they don't have enough vaccines as of today, you know, so that's a problem. So that's the reason why people they don't open the border, and so it's very difficult.
I think there is a chance in Europe they ask for a passport vaccine, you know, but we don't know, you know, because we don't know.
But airline, they will decide finally. That's going to be the key players for that. So they're going to decide if you need a PCR test, if you need a passport. I just got my vaccine. I'm gonna go flying back to France in May. I need to get a PCR test. Yeah. Even I got the 2 shot of the vaccine, you know. So yeah.
You're right. That decision may be made for you by another entity that is part of travel. But just a curiosity question from one of our attendees that certainly, you know, it's on the top of everyone's mind on just another layer of travel.
I think we will get more news when they will open the borders, you know. But at this time we still don't know.
Right. So. We're all waiting. We're all hoping.
Well, yes. In my opinion, personally, if you ask me, then I would say that yes, as Pauline was also mentioning the point that some of the countries don't have the vaccines. So it would be difficult for them to, you know, open their borders. But if the world body or if the airline bodies or IATA or the WTO, WTTCs, they decide and come together and, you know, come to a solution that, you know, if those who have taken their vaccines, they are good to travel. Those who can produce a negative PCR test, they are good to travel. Those who can produce a report for antibodies, they are also good to travel. So if certain things, if they come to 2 or 3 criteria for people who can travel without much of quarantine or restrictions, then I think travel will pick up very fast. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So I told all 4 of you that this call would go very quickly, and we're down to like our last 5 minutes. So I am. I'm going to just get some final thoughts from you. You know, we have about 5 minutes to wrap up. So final thoughts on travel opening up this year, on the markets that you work with, or even just words of inspiration, right? You know, anything that you would like to share on what we look like, you know, for the rest of the year and moving into next year about recovery within this industry that we all love. And I'm going to put you on the spot and go to you first, Rajesh.
Quite optimistic about maybe the last quarter of this year itself. I hope things work well. People are getting vaccinated. Lots of countries are speeding up the vaccination process. And even the local provincial government of Mumbai, the state of Maharashtra, the government is insisting people to get vaccinated before they go to the work, like regular people who are still working in lockdown also. So I think things will work pretty good, and we will be able to move on very soon, have cross-border, cross-continent tours very soon.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that. And Nimesh, let's we'll finish up. We'll go company by company. How about that? Any words of wisdom or final thoughts that you might have for moving forward this year and into next?
At the moment, when travel is not much of travel happening around, it's I would focus primarily mainly to keep updated about the things happening around in the world, in the industry. Keep upgrading yourself, learning new things whenever it is possible for you to learn what is happening. Upskill yourself, try and increase your skills, and that is very important. And stay safe, stay healthy. That is what at the moment is looking. And I feel that the comeback will be much stronger than the setback.
I love that. Thank you for that. All right, Bertil and Pauline, let us hear it. Any great words of wisdom or final thoughts on recovery?
Same thing, I'm confident. I'm sure the travel will be back the last quarter, So everybody are ready. We are ready. All the production is ready for groups and FIT. And I'm sure when they will open the borders, all the people will travel for sure, So I'm very positive for the end of the year, for the last quarter. I think Pauline is the same.
Yeah, I agree with my boss.
That's always wise. Always wise. Yeah. Perfect. Well, I can't thank the four of you enough for taking the time and sharing your thoughts and opinions and what's going on within your company. It helps everybody to hear as much as they can possibly get and gather that information so they can make plans for the future. Nimesh and Rajesh, you guys get an extra gold star for staying up late with us. You have our permission to go to bed now.
Thank you.
But thank you for tuning in from Mumbai and sharing with us. And it would, I need to make sure that I take these last 2 minutes to thank everyone that continues to log in week after week. We love having these conversations. I love getting information from all of our friends and seeing our friend's name and our colleague's name that pop up on the chat box to keep us connected. Connect Travel will be running RTO West at the end of May 24th through 26th, RTO West in Las Vegas. We have a great lineup and we have great operators that are ready to meet you and create some business. So if you aren't registered, there's still time. Get in touch with Betsy Cooper, with tour operator Leanne, or myself. And cannot wait to see everybody in person in, oh my gosh, it's like just over a month. And until then, we'll see you back here next week. We're going to be connecting with Destination DC and some of their partners and seeing how our nation's capital is working through recovery and what they're looking at. So thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend. Rajesh, Nimesh,
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Stay safe. Yeah.